It didn't begin with a fight. No shouting. No slammed doors. Just a regular Tuesday evening, and a sentence that split my world open. I had just gotten home from work, dropped my keys on the counter, kicked off my shoes. The fridge buzzed softly in the background, and the scent of her shampoo still clung to the hallway like a memory. She was standing near the window, arms crossed, her gaze fixed somewhere far beyond the glass. When I asked, "Everything okay?" she turned to me, face calm, voice cold. "I can't do this anymore. I don't want to be with you." I blinked, laughed even, assumed she was joking. But there was no smirk, no fire, just resignation. And somehow that cut deeper than anger ever could. I stood there frozen, trying to find the right words. But her eyes told me it was already too late. She wasn't looking for a fight. She was finished. So I did the only thing that made sense in that moment. I left, not to cool off, not to think. I left everything. No suitcase, no note, just my wallet and car keys. I drove until a familiar world dissolved behind me. I found myself 5 hours away, in a coastal town, where no one knew my name and no one cared. I rented a room above a dusty hardware store, paid in cash, and picked up work fixing whatever needed fixing. Gutters, fences, leaky pipes. Told everyone I was Drew. No backstory. No attachments. Each morning before the sun rose, I'd walk the docks with coffee in hand, the ocean breathing beside me, seagulls crying above, and for the first time in forever, my heart was quiet. People say disappearing is cowardly. Maybe, but sometimes vanishing is the only way to keep breathing. Still, no matter how far I went, she was there, in the smell of jasmine tea, in songs I didn't realize I remembered, in the way my hand would still reach for hers while I slept. She never called, not once, and somehow that silence echoed louder than any goodbye. Then months later, the past caught up. Darren, an old friend, found me. How, I'll never know. His voice on the phone was hesitant, heavy. "It's Isabel," he said. My grip on the phone tightened. "She's sick. It's cancer. Stage 1, they caught it early. But she's alone." I didn't ask questions. Didn't pack. The next morning I was back on the road, unsure if she'd slam the door in my face, or just pretend I was never real. But when I knocked, she answered. She looked tired, smaller, but still her. Her eyes widened when she saw me. "You don't have to say anything," I told her. "I'm just here if you need someone." She didn't reply, didn't cry, just stepped aside to let me in. The house was the same, but it felt colder, lived in by absence. I took the couch that night. She didn't offer a bed. I didn't expect one. The next morning, I made tea the way she used to like it. Some things you don't forget. She took it without a word. Days blurred into quiet routine. No big talks, no promises. Just presence. When the chemo started, everything shifted. She was nauseous, drained, her strength ebbing more each day. I drove her, waited with her, cleaned up after her when she couldn't keep food down, held her hand, held her hair, held space for her pain. Some nights, she cried in her sleep. Others, she didn't sleep at all. And still I stayed, not for redemption, not for answers, because sometimes love doesn't end, it just goes quiet. 3 months in, she finally spoke. We were sitting in the kitchen. She looked up from her tea, voice shaky. "Why did you come back?" I could have lied, but I didn't. "Because I still care," I said, "even when you didn't." She didn't cry, but her lip trembled, and she reached for my hand. The first time she touched me in almost a year. That single gesture changed everything. The weeks that followed were softer. She started smiling again. Tiny laughs at old jokes. We watched movies together like we used to, walked the block, slow and steady. Her hand looped through my arm. I read to her when her eyes were too tired. She'd fall asleep with her head on my shoulder. We talked, really talked, about what broke us, about how loneliness can grow in silence, and how easy it is to stop listening. She told me she had felt invisible like her words fell into a void. And I told her I had felt powerless, like nothing I did was enough. It hurt, but it was real. And sometimes truth only comes through pain. Then the day came. The doctor reviewed the scans, smiled. "You're clear. No music, no confetti, just relief so deep it made her collapse into my arms. I held her like I never wanted to let go. Yes, she beat cancer, but we beat something else too. The distance, the bitterness, the silence. We didn't go back to the beginning. We built something new, something honest, and that made all the difference.